Yo! Tuesday night, welcome to the Carpet Grass Club.
Are we on?
I don't know.
Craig, can you see us on the tubes? How are we going?
The interwebs.
Oh, here we go. We're on.
We're on.
We're on here. I'll turn this volume down.
Oh, who did that?
No.
Not me.
Oh, someone.
No.
Dank
Not
names.
We don't need that in here. All right. So, good evening. Welcome to the Carpet Grass Club. I'm Gibbo, Lenny, Wally, turf extraordinaire. All right. So, I've been bigging it up all week. We have a competition to start tonight. It's from our awesome mates at Toro. They've finally jumped on board and started delegating some prizes that we can give away. Awesome to have an Australian brand like these guys to really pump out some merch.
Australian brand. They're from the
Toro
US.
Australia.
Toro
Sorry,
Australia.
they're the ones helping us, not Toro US.
Roger.
Rog. So, basically, we're going to kick off tonight. We're going to talk about the people that support the Fanatic the most. Lenny, you can go through that quickly.
Yeah, well, shout out to look the guys who give us discounts. It's Plant Doctor have been on board basically since day one. Water Pro, Clint also does Lawn Hub. Look, they've been huge supporters of us for a long time. They give us free irrigation advice to anyone in Australia, whether you buy their products or not. They're happy to give you advice.
And they'll
And
design your
plan-
program for you.
design
I was
plan.
talking to someone the other day. They said a good design's worth about $250 to $600. So
Yeah.
you're getting that free.
The best.
And they've got guys who, that's all they do,
Yeah.
just do designs. They
And they have to put
so
up with
good.
Clint.
And
No.
they,
Top bloke.
they need knighting.
Yeah.
And putting up with Clint. Clint's a good guy. I've met Clint a couple of times. And Lawn Care Supplies, who are Melbourne-based, sell the best products in the industry. They sell the very best. So those guys they look after us. They got a discount code which is in capital letters. If you type in AUSLF, you will get a discount from those guys.
So we're happy to support those guys because those guys support us in everything we do, whether it just be the discounts for you guys, whether it's advice, whether it's putting their names out there and answering questions. We really appreciate the support from you guys. All right, as always, we're going to kick off with some sporting news.
Yeah, it's
For
crazy.
those
Snakes
people
have been
the
eaten.
people who don't know, Lenny is the King Reds fan. Yes, he is so
My
happy.
boys!
Stealing it off the Brumbies, such ACT. Stole it in the 85th minute. What a game! Good to
What a
see some
game.
decent rugby union back up.
What's the
telly.
game of
Amazing.
It was amazing.
Wallabies are in a good stead, I reckon. If
Same.
Queensland rugby's going well.
They always say if Queensland is playing good rugby, then Australia plays good rugby. So, but I think coming up to the series against the New Zealand teams will really give us a test as to how we are, how we're going, because they play really expensive footy.
Yeah.
Oh, didn't they just? No, taste it, taste it.
Oh, I can't wait.
I just can't wait
I'm
now
pretty
when we
excited.
get to play the Crusaders because I know there's some New Zealanders on this page,
Oh, bro.
and you just wait till the
I
Queenslanders.
think that's 3
take
weeks.
against you.
So we do Highlanders over there, come back up to Townsville, is it?
Yeah.
And then we're down
Was
at
it
Suncorp.
2011 where we beat the
Yeah,
Crusaders?
2011.
It was 2011.
Yeah.
I was there.
I've told you
I
my
was sitting
story
next to
about
a
that.
Kiwi guy,
in
an
the
old Kiwi
casino.
fella who'd flown over from New Zealand just for the game, because that was the year that we had the floods here.
Correct.
And the earthquake in New Zealand, and the Crusaders Stadium got destroyed, so they didn't have a home base. They played away every week.
Yeah.
And so this old fella was sitting next to me, and he was over from New Zealand, and we were up right at the second last row, Suncorp, almost as high as you can get. And Dan Carter goes over and scores a try, and he goes, "Yep, we're away. We're going to win this and win the World Cup." I'd had a couple of rumbos by then. No, you're not going to win this one. And Dan Carter's not going to play in the World Cup. And he looked at me like I just stabbed him. He ended up moving, putting his wife next to me and moving.
Taste it.
And then what happened? They didn't win that game, and Dan Carter didn't win the World Cup because he's done his bloody
injured
groin, and they
himself,
brought
yeah.
out the Donald from
Don.
Stephen Donald.
Classic.
Other sports news, we have to give a shout out to the Aussie Jack Miller in the MotoGP,
Yeah.
winning a race on the weekend. How
Well done,
good.
Jack.
Massive.
Massive. If anyone saw his reaction after the race and how much that meant to him.
Yeah.
It was pretty amazing stuff. I had a little bit of a
I
tear
still
at the same time.
still remember Ant West almost getting on the podium. That fell
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
The snacks have been eaten. There's one slice of fairy bread left.
It's actually good.
It's
Not gonna lie, it's
top
pretty
level.
good.
It's
Top
pretty
level. All right. Impending beer sponsors. Can I have one of them, please? I'm actually quite thirsty. Need to
Hang on.
quench the palate. Oh.
What up?
Perfect. All right. So I'm going to start plugging some beers that I like throughout these when I have a patience tin when I'm sitting here, because I have to be very patient with the tech tool. So these are Larry's from your mates on the sunny coast. I'm from the sunny coast. Great beer. If you're ever up there, all the sunny coast people go to their brewery, but you should pop in and have a look at Warana there one day. If you guys want to send us 4 beers every week to drink on the show, we'd bloody love that. Thanks. All right, we've also got some merch down there. So the Australian Lawn Fanatics, if you go on our actual website, there is a shop there that you can buy stuff from as well. So there's that Flex Fit hats. We've still got some beanies.
Yeah, beanies are there.
Winter
Got
time.
bucket hats. So yeah, there are beanies there. There's 2 styles of beanie. There's a baggy one, which we call the catcher.
Yeah, that's
and there's
right.
a tighter fitting one, which is the mulch
Mulch
plug.
plug.
What do you
Classic.
reckon? Good?
Yeah, tasty as.
I'm still on the orange Daminade.
Orange Lemonade for life.
It's good.
It is good. So
Yeah,
refreshing.
so there's what else is there?
Still got key rings and plaques, and
Key rings, plaques.
there's lots of good stuff.
I got rid of a
So-
lot of stuff that just wasn't selling and was pretty ordinary stuff.
So whatever you didn't spend on Mother's Day in the back pocket that you won on a multi, spend that in the Lawn Fanatic shop.
man, I
yourself
won
some.
$30 on
I think you deserve it.
Powerball last week.
Did
That was-
ya?
Yeah.
Mum and Dad got 5 out of 6.
Ooh.
I nearly didn't come this week because I nearly had to retire, you know? So-
We won't go down that path for me. All right. All right. So there's already some questions coming through. It's so good to see all you guys in here. We got a fair few people on the tubes as well. Hello to all you guys.
This week we actually did a run sheet on, but we'll see if we follow. it
Yeah,
or
I
not.
don't know if that. All right. So start throwing your questions through. Actually, we prefer the ones that are a bit of a piss take at the same time as the serious ones. So there is. What do we got here? How about the Queensland NRL Derby? Great game. Pity the Broncos lost. Tell me about it, Craig. I've got so many good friends that have left the Brizzy Broncos and gone to be Cowgirls fans, and
Classic
I
bandwagon.
got it fed to me again. I deserve it. That's where I'm wearing the Mighty Liverpool shirt tonight.
We'll stick with them. We'll
The
stick
bin
with them.
dippers.
Yeah, the bin dippers. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. Best city in the world, apart from Vegas.
Craig asked earlier if he's got Queensland blue popping up sporadically through his wintergreen. Assume this is from seeds or something. If so, should pre-emergence stop it from further infestation, or 2, removal of Queensland blue from wintergreen. He's heard DSMA works, but you have to wait until winter, as the DSMA will severely injure wintergreen in the warmer months. Southeast Queensland. So also you need a professional to spray. Is there another option? You can get DSMA in a very
Mild dose.
mild dose from Impaspalum killer from Bunnings
Yep.
and Brunnings.
Yep.
You could use Tribute, which will smoke Queensland blue.
It's just a tribute. Oh no. Right. Sorry.
I was going to join in. To the greatest song
In the world, alright.
We
what
are
else?
but men. Rock. Go.
Yeah,
Too easy.
Yeah.
yeah, Tribute will do it. Tribute will do it. Yeah, the DSMA is the one you really should use in the
Queen Chloric drive,
chloric, yeah.
but they're all expensive. But pre-emergent won't stop it from spreading because once it's vegetative, it's going to still grow on the surface. It will probably get a bit of root dieback from the pre-em because it's only root like grown. It's not rhizomatous.
Yep.
So yeah, get your pre-em down and then work on hot herbicides that are registered to take it out of the green. So DSMA from Bunnings or whatever. Yeah, it's pretty easy. Use an adjuvant, it'll work better. And follow the label and do repeat spraying. So if it says repeat spraying within 14 days or 28
Make sure
days,
you do it.
do it and it'll work better.
That sort of flows into the next. The next question was the importance of following labels, instructions, and
And group rules.
and the group
I heard
rules.
someone complain about this on
The page.
the page
Yeah,
about
yeah.
can we go off can we have an open discussion about the label? And I'm thinking, well, no. Because some poor bugger like me spent 5 years working out what it can do and coming up with a label claim. And then you come up with a label claim and that becomes a legal document and you should actually follow it to that legal document.
The easiest way that I can ever say is if your kid is sick in the middle of the night and you get up to give him some form of medication, Lenny talks about his lawn like it's one of his kids anyway. But the first thing I do is look at the back of that bottle and see how many mils I have to give my kid before I get the syringe and overdose them with chemical.
Yeah.
But there's not... It's exactly the same argument whether it's for grass or kids. Like, it's there for a reason.
We've said it before, like, there are some chemicals that if you overuse them will sterilise your soil and you can't grow anything in it.
Anything anymore.
So, following the label is... You know, someone's spent years working it out to be the most efficient way of working for that chemical.
Yeah.
Going off label or doing
half rates and half rates and things like there's dangers of resistance.
Yeah.
Like you look at like things like power, which a lot of the guys, even up here in the shade and stuff, guys.
Wintergrass posts are coming.
Wintergrass down south, they get it really bad. But wintergrass, because it has multiple generations and it sets seed really quickly between generations, it's really tolerant and develops resistance to herbicide. So going at half rates can foster even better resistance. So like follow the label directions.
But also,
as easy as you can say.
We won't get this guy started on R&D because it's what he loves and what he does. But the pure amount of money that gets poured into R&D to make sure that that is exactly what happens, for you guys to do it easily and for us to talk about it with ease, it's just phenomenal the amount of money that gets poured into that, and the industry behind it is phenomenal, and the science behind it. Like, I get to hang out with him all the time, and it blows my mind of how good it is, like the science behind it. Yeah. I just started off with a guy who just liked having a green lawn. Now look at me.
The only time you go off label is when a bourbon bottle tells you.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Benny Cameron.
I was going to say that. I was going to say, like, I do go.
Benny Cameron's coming to the studio in a couple of weeks' time.
We're on here.
Well, Benny, there's biltong here, and you haven't had a dose in a while, so I'll make sure there's some here for you. That's hilarious. More questions like that, Ben, please.
What the federal budget means to the average Australian? Well, I don't think they've handed it down yet, Paul. So
is it tonight?
It's tonight. So,
yeah, so we're in the best place.
So Paul, you're an accountant. You can come around and tell us how.
Paul, please do.
Paul is the Fanatics accountant.
Does it mean?
Oh, is he?
Yeah. Does it mean that we can spend more money on mowers and products? For
No, not use it. How to use a roundabout correctly and the difference between a merge lane and a lane ending. I think there's actually different rules for different states on roundabouts, but generally speaking, if you're turning left, indicate left. If you're going straight ahead, start indicating left as you pass the last exit before yours.
Left for leaving, right for remaining. That's it.
If you're turning right, you need to indicate to turn right until you pass the last exit before yours. Then indicate left to leave.
Yeah. And if the person beside you on the right hand side goes, there's no way you can get hit. So just go. Like, they're going to hit before you do.
Unless it's a big truck and then it hits them.
Fine, I've got to work hard.
Is it true when Wally walks past any manicured lawns, the blades of grass bend towards him like the hind fillings to a magnet?
like a sunflower to the sun.
Wally went picnicking at the farm, maybe a reason for popsicles. Oh, here we go. The frozen Cokes.
So those of you who don't know, Shell has done a frozen Coke run for the guys. And a mac and sauce, so look at them. So,
they're melting.
For those of you who don't know who Shell is, she's the one that keeps this guy afloat. Like, really, what a legend. All right. Here she is. Oh, g'day, Shell. See you there. You're in there. All right. So these guys are going to mow down on some ice cream. So.
I saw we had a question. I think it was like through the week. I think it was Sean
Nigel?
Yeah.
Oh, just ignore him.
He was asking about all the prep work I did in my Zoysia and what I fed it with. Believe it or not, Zoysia doesn't need a lot, and I kept it really simple. I actually put Osmocote, so that stuff.
Hang on, I just need to show you what is here.
Oh yeah.
Is that a mozzie? That's a huge mozzie.
It's like a gnat.
It's just hanging out with Wally's hat. Sorry,
yeah.
guys.
I put Osmocote underneath my turf. So he's all
I
care
should use
supplies.
more of this and it wouldn't be that heavy. But that's what happens when you only have to use it once a year.
If you're on gardening fanatics, this is a great product for gardens because you just put it out once a year. It's control release, 100%. I actually put that underneath my turf. I did 6 kilos per 100 square meters, and basically that's going to last me now till after Christmas.
Lawncaresupplies.com.au,
Yeah.
discount code
That's all I've done.
AUSLF. Oh,
Oh, how good.
oh, cookies!
Cookies. Macca's cookies.
Hey,
Like you. Kyan loves these if you watch
I love
it,
them
mate.
too.
And yeah, that's the only nutrition that I've done.
You can get a McFlurry
With cookies.
with the cookies on it.
I've heard.
Oh wow. What up?
Yeah, so yeah, I was just reading that then. That's all he's done. Sean he's put down 6 kilos per 100 square meters of the Flora product.
So while we're
That's
talking
it.
about lawns as well, someone here, Tiff Tough Coast, I don't know who that is. Put your name, I can't remember who that is, but I've spoken to them before. What's the update on your perennial ryegrass, my friend? What height are you cutting at? It doesn't really matter when it is
Probably about
early.
it's probably about 4 inches at the moment. I haven't cut it in 2 weeks. So we had a
Still recovering from a lawn angel.
had a party for my birthday on Anzac Day weekend, and it kind of got trampled by feet, and it hasn't really recovered since then. So the whole build up was to do the ryegrass and make it look good for that, and then it was sort of just to let it just mow it over the winter and just then get rid of it. So look, it's patchy. I should do a video on it. It's patchy, so it hasn't recovered. I've got a bit of seed. I can reseed some bits. Other than that, it looks pretty good. It looks okay, except for the bare spots. There's a bit of algae on the surface too, which I need to get rid of.
John O'Cox is in the house. We
Hey!
miss you, big boy. You should be sitting beside us.
Yeah,
Bring back the beards.
the bloody chair's always there for you, John. Anytime.
Leg end. You need some acyliprin for your hat, well. It wasn't a grub.
Is it true Michelle Dickinson is married to Iron Maiden's ex-frontman Bruce? Current. He's not ex. Current frontman Bruce.
Yeah. How good.
No, she's not.
No, she's not.
She's married to Turf.
Turf. And her love of disease recognition. How good are the straws for those?
What is this? It's off tap.
It is off to
Frozen Coke, mate. That's what keeps me alive, mate.
It's neck level.
Look at the cold coming
I
off
reckon
the
you could
stainless.
dissolve this in a knapsack, spray it on, and you get a
Oh.
response. You get a growth response through the simple sugar.
I put it in my my smaller cup.
Mm.
And it lasts for about 5 hours. It's unbelievable.
So good.
You could probably spray Coke on lawns. People don't, but you could. Because then it's just sugar, when plants photosynthesize,
Yeah. Is it true Gibbo did the stunt scenes in Edward Scissorhands?
What the hell is this getting obscure?
Gary, I don't know what that means. I haven't
Gary,
seen
what
it.
are you
It's
smoking,
in
mate?
there. And I've done a few stunts in my time. I've also been called one at times. But anyway. Gary, I don't understand that. But anyway, you can PM me later. That'll be,
It's neck level.
You can just be careful when Gary PMs you.
yeah.
Anything could happen.
Michael, first question. Is there a correlation between potassium, like in a potash, and silica? I came across a product that has 8% potassium as a potassium silicate and 20% silicon as potassium silicate.
Is there a correlation?
Yeah.
It probably depends on the source, but there are products that have potassium silicate. There's different ones. So there's liquid products. There's also granular products. Like I know we sell a granular product, and we fuse it onto methylene urea.
Oh,
It's
shit,
slow
mate.
release potassium.
Yep.
So the source of
Sorry.
Love it.
potassium is slow release. Lasts longer. And you
Aussie
end up
coils
with
and burps.
more soil available potassium. As far as like the ratio,
Second question. That first one. There's the second question there.
is there a correlation between potassium and silica, as in like how much potassium you give the plant, or like as in like the product? Because there's a lot of different products out there in different ranges.
They said, please use the horn if you get too detailed. He's
Yeah.
scared of it these days.
Yeah.
He knows when he's going to be doing it.
I recently heard that potassium and silica would be beneficial addition to the general lawn care for Sir Grains like regular kelp, humic, and fulvic acid. What are your thoughts on both?
Don't get him started.
Well, the reason I put 100% controlled release under my lawn is so that nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, magnesium, all the trace and a lot of the trace elements which is in that deliver over 9 months, and you get a small amount of release every day, so there's no nutrient deficiency. Plants can only take up so much potassium in ratio to the nitrogen. We spoke about it before.
Yeah.
Your tissue test, you probably have like 4% nitrogen,
Ben Cameron.
2% potassium of like a warm season turf. And so if you give it a kilo of nitrogen, you can probably only take about half a kilo of potassium.
Yeah.
And so, you know, and then silicon's probably 0.001% actually by weight in terms of like ratio to nitrogen. So like there's only so much it can take and assimilate in its leaves. So there's only so much benefit it'll actually have. Yep.
We had a conversation earlier, Wall and I, about
You should hear what goes on here when we're not on air.
about how you control nitrogen in your lawn care program by catching your clippings and weighing them every time.
Well, you can. Like,
Your clipping yield,
Yeah.
yeah.
and then saying, that's working. I've got growth potential in that plant, sort of thing, by different ratios and stuff. And then if you're getting too much clipping, because your clipping yield goes up,
Yeah.
you might need to back off the nitrogen. I was like, man,
There's a really basic way
do
to
you ever
measure it.
sleep?
No.
There's a basic way to
And
measure it
that's
though.
why I fill 2 green bins every single time.
Well, well, you could just measure it via volume, like
Yeah.
real basic, like, oh, how many catches did I get off my lawn today? And if you find you're getting like a third more, you're definitely giving it probably too much nitrogen. But until you actually measure how much you're putting on, you don't know if you're giving it too much or not enough, and you don't have anything to measure against.
Yeah.
So you need to have like a baseline that you measure from, and then actually you go out and go, how much catches or how many catches am I getting? How many buckets am I getting, or how many green bins am I filling? Whatever it is, you can generally measure it, and it gives you like an idea of if you're overfeeding.
Mine was a whole. I don't even feed mine, and it just goes on.
I was actually had that thought exactly that because I mowed the rye on the nature strip out the front, and I was like, in the height of summer, I reckon when I mow the nature strip, I'll get about 4 to 5 catches, and it's predominantly Queensland blue cooch.
Yeah.
And I mowed it today, and I think it's pretty close to full density for what I can get for rye, and I got just under 2 catches, and I was just thinking like, gee, rye just as a grass isn't as dense as blue cooch.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And it's just not as dense as a warm season grass.
Yeah.
And so straight away, you can start to think about the characteristics of those two. Like one's going to be way more wear tolerant than the other because it's just got more carrying capacity on the surface. Like warm season will be way more wear tolerant. It's way more fibrous.
That's what you see. You cut mine, and it's just, even if you're in the hottest part of the day, it's still so wet.
Yeah.
Like the weight of the clippings of mine, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Go back to that comment from Benny Cameron about the correlation. Wet.
Only Wally could make the correlation between frozen Coke and photosynthesis.
What a man.
Well, you think about it, like what's the end product of photosynthesis? It's simple sugars.
That's
Yeah.
it.
What's in Coke? Sugar. People use molasses as simple sugar, but Coke technically probably
I've
could
got
be.
What about what was that rubbish about?
Sunlight in a box.
No. It was the coffee grounds.
Well, I think if you were to test coffee grounds, they're probably high in potassium, or I think they're high in like a macronutrient, like potassium or phosphorus. I think it was a company, one of the big organo mineral companies in Australia. I think they do. I think it's Nutrog or someone.
Smells tropical.
They've got some passion project that's like a charitable project where they take coffee grounds from shops and they're making it into some kind of fertilizer.
Yeah.
So there is like nutrient value to coffee grounds, but I think the volume you'd have to put on to achieve a gain out of it would be quite substantial.
That sounded like a slow release burp. Well done, Trent.
Winter
Bradley.
always seems to bring rust to his empire. The sections don't get sunlight. Oh, get that away from the LD.
Sorry, dude.
Is there any chance, or how do you reduce rust? I have heard that rust is a symptom of not enough nitrogen, but
It's so annoying.
Rust?
When you see the rust come out, you're just like, God damn.
Well, we saw potassium silicate get mentioned. I know we running some trial work, looking at potassium and silicon and its effect on disease tolerance in turf. So we think that there's something to do with that and how well plants can resist things like dollar spot, things like that. But I think also a lot of the time your diseases and susceptibility to disease is to do with daylight integrals, so like the changing in the seasons.
Yep.
Because if you think like grasses when they used to grow in pastures, there's got to be some kind of population control there. Like they have to somehow canopy collapse that grass so it can respring in springtime and grow back or whatever. It's like its natural way of like mowing itself in the environment.
Yeah.
So like disease is just a natural process of like the changing in the season. And generally it happens due to things like nutrient deficiency, daylight integral. So there's like a lot of factors that feed into it. But if you can minimize like nutrient deficiencies and maximize things like sunlight, so like trimming back your trees and stuff, you'll probably find you get less of it.
Is there a controlled release fert that includes pretty much every beneficial compound? Seems like there are hundreds on the market and most only contain some compounds. I think it depends on what grass variety you're trying to feed.
It's probably a bit of a. There are a lot of control release on the market, but they're all different, slightly different technologies, and so you get what you pay for. So if you pay for something that might be $120 a bag, it's actually a different coating than something that might be like $50 or $60 a bag. So like that product, for example, like
a Flora.
Yeah, Flora, which is like
$20 or something.
What you know as Osmocote as an example. Osmocote is a polymer sulfur coating, then it's got a vegetable oil resin coating on the outside of that. And so your release is really consistent over that period, and it's quality controlled. So like we know the longevity is 8 to 9 months at 21.5 degrees Celsius. But with something like a polymer coating, so just a straight, thin polymer coating, oftentimes the quality control is not very good. The release doesn't have that length of time, and you'll find like you'll put it out and you might get a dump or something like that. So, yes, like product like that actually does have all the benefit, like all the main nutrients. Like to be honest, turf needs probably like if you did the big five, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, cal, magnesium, and then sulfur, which carries a lot of those. So your big six, you've got 93% of what you need. Your trace elements, everyone's really thinks about things like silicon, iron, manganese, all of that. Generally, the percentage it is in the bag is enough for the year. In that bag of fert, if you can deliver it over that time, it's enough for turf grass. So, yeah.
I suppose it depends on what you're doing with your turf grass as well. If it's in a high traffic area, you're going to feed it more nitrogen.
And then everything goes up in relativity to that.
And if there wasn't that variety across the market, people would be then going for something that they can use for that situation.
Yeah.
You know, so it's good that there is that many products. So that therefore it is for different needs across different applications. So I don't know if there is different reasons for everything in my case. Renee. Hey babe.
Hi Renee.
Fingers for toes or toes as fingers? Oh, you'd have to go toes as fingers, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Imagine thongs. Imagine what a pair of pluggers. You're waiting in line at the shops and your face go like
It's still weird. You'd be like Mini-Me though if you had toes as fingers too. Like
For those who don't know, Renee is my partner, and she actually, I call them monkey toes, because she can pick anything up and grapple it. So
would you rather be constantly sticky, Renee, or constantly itchy?
I've got sticky hands, so I don't know.
Constantly sticky
Don't
or
know
constantly itchy? Chris, Prince, question for all of you. If you were laying new turf, what would your ideal turf would be? Too many woods there, buddy. Yeah. What would your ideal turf be? What are the 3 chemicals you will buy? And you can only have 3. And what is your ideal mower of choice?
Chemicals, pesticides, or just products in general?
I love how he said question for you all and then asked 5 questions. Chris, love it. I love it.
He's a salesman.
Let's go through it one by one. All right, one by one. If you're laying new turf, what would your ideal turf be? Green couch.
Yeah. A variety of green couch in my case.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Maybe one of like the new, like I got Matrella. So yeah, probably a Zoysia Matrella and like the new dwarf Zoysia Matrellas, like the greens grey ones.
Yeah, I just want a putting green too, so maybe I'll do that. I don't know.
What are the 3 chemicals you would buy, and you can only have 3?
So mine are easy. So I go Pro Turf.
That's professional landscape maintenance.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Same
Maintenance.
thing.
Then Tri Smart, which is the soil wetter, and the next one for me is then Primo or Astra or whatever it is, the plant growth regulator. Those 3 for me would be the ideal in your cupboard that will just give you what you want to start off. I don't know. That's how I started off, and I still do it to this day. And for those of you who don't know, we're all Mowmaster lovers. There's 3 of them in the shed here. Mower of choice for me would be a Mowmaster, but for me it'd be the 36 with the sulky on the back.
There's only
I
2,
wouldn't
mate.
have to do anything.
There's only 2 there. It's only 2.
Oh, I can see 3 Mowmasters, but one's a Scarifier. Sorry.
Yeah.
I just see Mowmaster.
Well, you made an
And I'm
assumption.
watching the video, I can see boom, boom, boom. It's
You
just
made an
so good.
assumption.
Shout out
What
to
would I
Toro for helping us out with the merch.
do? Yeah, I would. I've got a couple of Toro bits of gear too. I've got a Turf Master.
Mate, that thing is a weapon.
That's a beast.
I've borrowed it heaps.
It's alright, I'm giving him a shout out when it's my turn.
Yeah.
A Flex 21.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be my bar.
So many people said that.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Chemicals.
Is that what we're giving away? I was like, I can only dream.
Yeah.
I'd probably go maintenance, professional landscape maintenance as my granular. Stress buster.
Yeah, see, I haven't had a go of that, so when I do,
Stress
it probably
buster.
change into that realm for me.
Yeah, Vital Nova Stress Buster. It makes your lawn just makes it glow. It's unbelievable stuff. And TriSmart H2 Pro as my soil wetter.
It's
All available from lawncaresupplies.com.au.
So, thinking cleverly about the question. So, because I'm installing...
he's had time to process it.
Because we spoke about Zoysia nutrition and I'm installing Zoysia, I'd go professional landscape all round
Yep.
and I'd go at 2 kilos per 100 twice a year. That's all I'd need.
Hang on.
Oh yeah, that's it.
That's it. It's heavy.
We've said it before and we'll say it
I've
again.
been used
Walk
to enough
out,
of that
show
one.
Zoysia the bag, and then walk
Put it
away.
away.
Yeah, no, that's it. I'd go that as the third.
Twice a year.
TriSmart as the wetting agent, and then I'd go Primo Max as the growth regulator.
What did it
That'd
do
be
with
the
the
3.
TriSmart?
Mower would be Toro Flex 21 with the grooming reel edition and the brush kit. Nudge nudge, wink wink. I will mow with one. If you really want.
The trial, yeah.
See,
we all would. We all would.
Jordan from the Lawn Tools.
Yeah.
On YouTube, Toro gave him a brand new
I saw it.
Did they?
26-inch reel mower.
I heard they got 3 spare over here too.
Scotty Wallace. If you've got some spare, yeah, we'll take one.
I got a question for you, Wally, because I don't know the answer to
What was
this.
the last one?
Chief
One chemical,
Tough
no matter
Coast.
what would be and why.
Well, sorry. Are there any currently... I'll start that again. I've only had one tin, my God. Are there any granular PGR products available in Australia currently? Liquids are very easy to apply at the wrong rate. The last part of that question is exactly right, so just watch it when you do that.
No. No, not currently. There are in the US. You would have. I'm sure you would have looked it up. But there's kind of like greens grade granulars. They're almost like what you see Oxiford as is what
Okay.
some of these. But see, the thing is, like, you got to look at the regularity. You have to put Primo out to actually get your control. So like if you want to get control for a longer period of time, you have to go at a higher rate. So it becomes riskier. So I would say like drop your rate if you're worried about overdoing it. And maybe go a little bit more regularly. But if you're a contractor, which it kind of looks like you are with your name, I would
Chief Tough Coast.
I would look into a bit of a battery operated knapsack, regularly calibrate it like once a month or whatever, so you know your application rate, like your volume over distance kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then you can get it spot on.
Coming into spring, I'm going to do a new knapsack video on how to calibrate it. It's just such a common thing.
I think something that would be worthwhile too is do the calibration, but do it 3 times with like a low, medium, and high flow rate nozzle.
Yeah.
Because then you'll show like you don't actually need to change your walking rate or like anything to do with the sprayer, all you change is that end nozzle,
Just to
and you go
vary.
from 250 to kind of 600 to like a drench. So you go from like a true herbicide to like a run of the mill kind of foliar feed up to like a wetting agent or like a soil drench fungicide.
Yeah.
So like that I think would be valuable for the fanatics.
I agree.
Yeah, so if you're like, there are granular options for other things too. If you're someone who struggles with spraying, you know, like
There's granular pre-emergence.
yeah,
Like, that's an option.
Yeah, like Ronstar,
Yeah, Ronstar, and
There's
then
a-
obviously your Oxafert.
Oxafert, yeah, Oxapro,
Um,
and there's another like wetting agents, like Hydroflow too.
Yeah.
That's and that lasts up to 6 months.
Yeah, if you go at the high rate, yeah, definitely.
So if you were someone who likes a granular acelepryn,
Yep.
you could time that at the same time as your Hydroflow 2, one
Yep.
application twice a year, and
Yeah,
you're
good.
covered for your water saver,
And
your
the-
soil wetter, and your insects.
And something like
it's
all
getting down
round.
to the profile.
And
You
you
could
do it at the
go
same
all
time as
All three of those.
all round.
And you
That's
got
it.
you got 2 apps a year for all
Most
those
of your
products.
nutrition.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
So there's an option for you. Isn't that in the easy
Yeah, that's the easy lawn care
I was
program.
gonna
easy
say,
lawn
we
care
need-
in the file section of the group? The easy lawn care.
And it's on Lawn Care Supplies when you purchase too. The programs are there. It'll tell you everything you need to know.
What's the strangest
It's
thing
made
you've
by
ever
this
fallen in
legend.
love with? And please don't say the mother-in-law. Oh, Morag. My mower.
Strangest thing you've fallen in love with.
Yeah, Morag. That's not strange though. The people, I think people in this group would.
Most of them
Would
would say
expect
their
that.
lawns, right? Strangest thing you've ever fallen in love with.
What are you gonna say, Gibbo? You're on, mate.
I could say the worst thing I ever fell in love with, and that was my ex from England, and she was a pom. But I don't know what the strangest thing I've ever fallen in love with.
It's probably not that strange for me, but actually a photo came up today. It's
I
eight
saw it.
years. It's this old EB Falcon that I used to have, and it was a bloody slave, that thing.
That's full of
I
turf.
just love
You
the
didn't see the
comment.
picture.
I'll put it up.
He's-
Thanks.
Will's got this old EV Falcon, and it's chockers with rolls of turf. in the
Rolls
back.
of
40
turf.
square meters, I
40
think,
square metres
in the back
an
room, which
EV
probably
Falcon.
weighed. It was wet too. Like shout outs to Hugo at Tanamba, because that's where I was there. Like that, he took that photo and sent it to me. He's like, "You're not." Well, I reckon the car was like a boat driving it back to.
How good. So good. And I just love the comment that just said, "This bloke will turf anything." Love it.
Ryan Long. Rhino, you need to send me some update pics on your lawn. Rhino, the bloke at Sunny Coast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we need some update pics on your lawn, mate.
Anthony, Renee's pretty strange. Yes, she is.
Well, mate, she seems pretty keen on you.
She must be strange
That's-
because she actually likes me.
That's
So,
it.
yeah. it is.
Hi, Kyan, if you're watching.
Hi,
mate.
When
Hey
is your
mate.
best friend?
Hope we don't put you to sleep again.
Yeah,
What
hopefully you get
GDD
closer.
you use on Zoysia Matrella? 200 or 250?
Can you just tell me what GGD? What's that? What's
Growing
that?
degree days. So the
Oh,
higher
right.
you go, the more distance between apps you go. I would go because Zoysia Matrella has a slow growth rate. I'd probably start at the low GDD anyway. Like start at 200 and go from there.
Chris, that's a great question. Get that one out there, Lenny. If you could mow any stadium in the world, what would it be and why?
Oh, I think it'd be Bin Dipper Stadium for you, isn't it? Liverpool.
If anyone doesn't know, I'm a massive Liverpool fan. I used to live in Liverpool for that reason. If I could get to
He
walk
moved
on
to
that-
Liverpool in England so he could support them.
How good.
How
good.
Maybe a trip's on, mate.
Also, I wish I could.
It's
Dan,
doable.
anyway.
It's doable. They use all the stuff.
The original reason why I had to go to England, because in my teens I was a very naughty boy. I got in a lot of trouble driving my cars when I shouldn't have been. I was going to be in a lot more trouble, and my mum said, there's only one way that you are going to avoid ruining the rest of your life by going to do other things. But she bought me a one-way ticket to England and said, you can go anywhere. And I went to Liverpool. I was meant to go for 6 weeks, and I came home 3 years later. Loved
Wow.
every second of it. So, yeah, Liverpool for me. Anfield, that would be my number one stadium. Closely followed by Wembley, I think. But I've got to walk on that grass when I saw Foo Fighters there.
Yeah, right.
Unbelievable night.
Number one. That's a tough question.
You've made a few stadiums.
Yeah, and I've walked on a lot of stadiums. Just fortunate enough because, yeah. I'd actually, it's different. I'd probably say like the wicket block at Lords. I'd say
Ooh,
I'm a mad
that's
cricket. I
good.
love cricket.
Yep.
Lords
Yeah.
is such an interesting ground. It's like the weirdest place because it's like you actually almost can't see to the other side. It's so crammed.
If you're in the front row at Lord, you
Yes.
can't see the other side.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's
You need to be in the
Like,
stands.
If you're a cricket fan and you have not watched it, watch the test
Mm.
and how electric the opening scene of that is.
Yeah.
When Stevie Smith gets hit in the head.
Yeah.
And it's really something.
That's on Netflix or something. No, Amazon.
Amazon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Amazon. Also touching on that, Lords, just the shape of that ground.
Yeah.
Just like
So
what?
weird.
Like
Yeah.
the Pommies have just had 45 pints. Like, all right, we're gonna draw this out, guys. Let's just draw a circle. Whoa, it's like a big D. Like,
Did you see the one barrel carry where they light the barrels on fire? They carry, and they make this little 5-year-old kid carry this barrel on fire like down the street, and it's just all these drunk blokes like cheering, kids that. It's like.
How good.
Yeah.
What's your stadium, Lenny? Let's talk about
Oh,
this.
I don't know so much a stadium.
You got to walk during an Origin match. You got to be on there at halftime.
Yeah, that's
it's,
pretty cool.
You
Stadium
lucky
Australia.
sod.
That was
That's pretty cool.
in the middle of Stadium Australia, picking up little chips of turf.
80,000 fanatics screaming his name.
82,500 people saying, "I know
Yeah.
that guy." No, that was best day ever.
I bet.
That was.
If anyone wants to do that again, we're here.
Yeah, might.
Mel Caddies, get involved. Let's get there this year for
Might.
the Origin.
Yeah. Let's see if we can get Nadine. We'll get on to Nadine and see if we can do it again.
Hi, Nadeem.
Hi,
Love
Nadeem.
you.
Give me a turn as well.
Yeah, well, mate, we're keen to do that again. Look, I'd probably prefer, I don't know, maybe a famous golf course or something.
Which one though?
I don't know. Like
it's tough.
St Andrews or
See, it's very
or
different.
Augusta or
Like a links, like St Andrews, like a English, like a UK golf course is so different to a US golf
Absolutely.
course. Like you got this
I
like
don't think it really matters. It'd just be good because I've volunteered a few times at some of at the Ladies Masters when they were down at Raw Pines. I've done them a few times. But I volunteered in them. I was just a general volunteer, and they stuck me with the media guys, which was fantastic. But I wasn't on the grounds crew, but I saw what they were doing, and I thought that's really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Any of them. Give me one. I'll do it. I don't care.
All right, so
Good
we've
question.
got a fair few people watching now. So it's 7:15. Most people have got their kids down to bed or they've finished their dinner and everything like that. So I reckon it's about time we talk about this competition. So before we do that, for those of you who have just joined us, we want to talk about the people that support us. So we've got a few people that support the Fanatics. We were talking about it earlier in the show, but we've got WaterPro Clint, who also does Lawn Hub. He's got a discount code for us. Turf Care Supplies Australia have a discount.
It's Lawn Care Supplies.
Lawn
Australia.
Care Supplies Australia. One beer again. Far out.
Lawncaresupplies.com.au.
Yep.
And Plant
And
Doctor.
Plant Doctor. The discount code is capital AUSLF. Did I get that right?
Yep.
Yes. So that discount, it definitely shows you support. It shows that the guys, the money that they put into the Fanatics. Thank you very much. Maybe that's why I haven't had enough of these. Yeah, we just like to give them a shout out because it's definitely worth it for them going forward also. So, a couple of weeks ago, the guys from Toro, Australia got in touch with Lenny and myself and said, we want to give away some prizes. Can you help us with that? Begrudgingly, we said yes. No, I'm joking.
No, we're keen to jump on.
We are keen to jump on. So, there's been some good questions and comments, so I'm going to choose some out of this for some of this merch we've got sitting here. So there's Toro hats.
The merch pack will consist of a Toro cooler, a Toro hat or beanie.
Yeah.
And I'll throw in a Fanatics cooler as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
there's a few of them to give away. So we want to hear your funny questions and your serious ones. So keep them going. But we've got two other major prizes that Toro have given us. So for those of you who don't know, Toro also do irrigation. They've given us 2 Toro Tempest single station DC Bluetooth timers. So we watched a video on it earlier because I unfortunately don't know much about irrigation because it's my one regret that
They're
I
pretty
had
good.
when I did my lawn, that I never put irrigation in, and it kills me every single
Well, see,
November
the
night.
beauty of them I see, is you don't have to run wiring back to a box or anything.
Okay.
You basically have your irrigation zones connected to your mains water or whatever, and then you actually have that Bluetooth controller in the box.
Yep.
And it'll do 6 stations.
Yeah. So it'll
Not
do
bad.
6 solenoids.
Yep.
And then you obviously tap into that with your phone and you can run your irrigation system.
So we're going to put a big post up about this after tonight's show. We'll go through. We'll put a big post and put the package together. Toro sent us through some artwork and exactly what it is. We've worked it out between the merch and the prize. They've given us about $500 worth of stuff. So the way we're going to run this competition, we've done other ones in the past where you have to buy merch and stuff like that. Number one, we want to try and get our YouTube channel cranking a bit more. So you, your family, your kids, everyone can get on the Fanatics and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That will give you the entry to get these controllers from Toro and also your merch packs. You also have to like the Toro Australia Facebook page. That's one thing they asked us to do.
Yeah.
Currently, we've got nearly 2,000 subscribers. There's 70,000 Fanatics. I want to try and get that up to about 5,000 out of this competition.
Crikey, that's Ben Sims numbers.
So I'm throwing out a challenge. We will do another big surprise if we get to 5,000 people
Oh, what?
on the
It's going to be massive.
on the YouTubes. So everyone, there's 70,000 Fanatics. Most of you live in a house with 1 or 2 people. Get them subscribed as well as this. There's YouTube accounts everywhere. We want to boost the numbers and get this out there to everyone. So that's all you have to do. Potentially pick yourself up over 150. What did you say? 170 each one of those.
For sale for $176. So
Not bad.
yeah, that's on special. So
And if while you're doing this, Google them. They look like an old school Game Boy. So it's cool. like,
sweet, eh?
like how good.
Off the charts,
Um,
really.
But I really
And
appreciate.
for me, look, the good thing is it's coming into winter, which I reckon is perfect time to do irrigation because you
Same.
don't sweat your crack off when you're digging.
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
Massive.
as soon as the grow season comes, you do your renovation. You grow back over all your stuff
Happy
in no
days.
time as well.
Yeah.
So I think irrigation, it's a good time to do that. Obviously, we've got Clint that can help you out with all your other irrigation supplies as well. If you do win your controller, Clint can help you out with everything else. I really appreciate Toro getting on board. If there's any other suppliers or lawn people that want us to give away stuff, we are happy to do that. Send me or Lenny a PM. We'll definitely do that going forward. Obviously, wintertime's slower for us. Not for this poor bloke, but for us that talk about lawns all day, yeah, it's a bit slower. So we've got some time where we can organise this stuff coming up into spring. So
Yes, Manny, we've got a contact.
It's worth a look in with Toro Face with their page anyway, because they do a heap in golf. Like, they're probably one of
Correct.
the biggest suppliers of machinery in the golf.
Yep.
They do a lot of posts about golf courses and what's going on in that space. And if you're interested in just grass and greenkeeping in general, there's a heap on there. So
yeah. And their
it's worth
Instagram
looking.
as well. I was having a bit of a look through the other day. It's pretty cool. So
yeah.
shout out to Toro. All your guesses were amazing. I wish we could give away a Greensflex 21. One day when we get to maybe 200,000 people on the Fanatics, maybe then we can look at something like that. But
Yeah, but the 3 that they were giving away are going
to these 3 legends, yeah.
No.
Those 3 boxes.
Yeah, that's right. So that's the competition. Sorry for everyone that thought it was another mower. We are going to do them coming into spring. It all has to be put together pieces by pieces, but
It's going to be massive.
keep your eyes peeled for that. So really, we just came up with $500 out of nowhere for a week to give to you Fanatics. I reckon that's worth a drink.
Yeah.
All right,
Cheers.
so cheers. And your mate's potential beer sponsor of the show. And Orange Staminade. Oh, don't waste that beautiful stuff. All right,
No, I
so
won't.
I'm going to stop talking for a second.
Bloody beautiful.
Will there be a lawn fest this year? We are.
Good question.
We're talking to people about that as we speak.
That's all we can say
That's
right
all
now.
we can say at the moment, because there's applications into councils and governments to use public land in the middle of suburbia.
It's going to be massive if it comes off.
Yeah, so it'd be look, if you don't know, if you're out there and you don't know, we also have the Australian Gardening Fanatics, which cover all things that aren't your lawn.
Yep.
So, well, I suppose in mowers, they don't do mowers, and they don't do really. Well, they might do irrigation.
Hedge trimmers,
Yeah, you know hedge trimmers.
They do irrigation.
brush cutters.
A lot of nutrition.
So yeah, the gardening fanatics are there. So we're going to team up with them, and we're talking to someone, a really big company, about doing a lawn and garden
Collaboration
festival or some description. So
We are working on it. Just so you all know, we don't just sit back in the weeks and just come on here and talk crap. We are doing a lot of things behind the scenes all the time to try and help you guys. Mainly this absolute legend over here. But there is definitely works for Lawnfest, which
and
we
not
all
just-
missed it last year. Let's be honest, we really wanted to.
And
do
not
it,
just
but we just
Brizzy,
couldn't.
we're it's a Sydney thing too. So
Yeah. We're going to get this show on the road.
hard to do in Melbourne because it's dominated by the Melbourne International Flower and Garden Show. So we might be able to do, and that's been cancelled for this year. Sydney's hard because the turf industry got wiped out in the
It's
floods
been
down
hard
there,
also with all the COVID stuff.
with
as
the
well.
COVID stuff.
Right.
So look, a lot of stuff is COVID dependent, really. But look, we're trying, we're having a go.
Yep.
So Manny, yes, we've got a contact at Toro for equipment. His name is Scott Wallace. Water Pro are the Wally of irrigation. They've forgotten more than we'll ever know.
Clint
He is an ace
lad.
lad. Clint is a leg end.
Yep.
When
If
he's
you
coming
ever
out.
get bored and want to see the lengths Clint went to get to the second Lawnfest and how he did that and video recorded all, it's one of the great road trips in actual fact. He just got
Is
his
that the one where
offside
he
and said,
came
you need to film everything I do for the next 48 hours. And they literally just from Adelaide up to Beerburn and filmed us for a day, got back in the car and went back to Adelaide. And it's just like, what on
Mind-boggling.
earth?
Yeah.
And then there was the one he with Rice. He come up and brought Rice up.
That's right.
Yeah.
Simon Rice.
Yeah.
That was funny because
We got some characters.
Oh
do.
mate,
The horse, bring back the horse.
the
Yeah.
fanatics, like seriously, started it in 2015. Southeast Queensland.
Frozen in that ice.
Mate, this was 6 years now.
Yep.
Started as a SEQ Lawn
Southeast
Fanatics
Queensland
with
Lawn
like
Fanatics.
26 members or something.
Yeah. And like, mate, see, I've
Oh,
met
wow.
some of the best people. I've met some real rogues. I've met some real mongrels.
Yeah.
Um,
Total assholes.
but geez, I've met some cracking people. Clint and Ricey and the horse.
The horse, what a bloke.
Maxi.
Maxi.
Maxie,
I haven't got to
I've
meet
never
him
met
yet.
Maxie. I've had a couple of chats to him, but not met him.
Character.
The gardening fanatics, Manny's pumping them a bit. Should get a fertiliser pack for gardens. Look, well,
There
mate,
is
they're
one.
Hello.
Flora.
It's, yeah.
Use it once a year.
To give you an idea, 1 in 2 plants worldwide are grown using controlled release Osmocote, and that's it right there, and you can use it on your garden. So-
Imagine if you had the power to say that stat.
well, yeah.
That's pretty massive.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. Yeah, so
That's
I'm talking nursery
huge.
production, but yeah, that's
pretty massive.
where it stands. You know, so we do have a lot of technical info we can provide into the garden space as
and the
well.
R&D.
Yeah. So
What
Proven
What-
R&D.
What grit backlapping paste should we use, 80 or 120? I think it depends a lot on the state of your reel. If you're bringing it back from a pretty poor state, you start with 80 and then finish off with 120. But if you're just giving it a skim, just use 120.
120. Yeah.
But then wash it off, spray it with Inox or WD-40 or something, and give it another spin with that stuff.
Razor
Because
sharp.
it's like 1,000 grit. It's amazing. Wash it off again, then use it.
But check your tension as well. Like if you tension your backlap, you wash it off. Check your tension again. You should probably retension once you're backlapped.
What about the Malacca? You're free to join any time too, Manny.
Mate,
been
I sent you a
invited.
message. Malacca,
You haven't been on
I
here
sent
yet.
you a message the other day saying there's a spare spot on the couch.
He's
And
full of hot air, mate.
He is.
Where
Full of hot air.
Where is he? There's no Manny.
He's scared. He's scared of sitting
There's
in
no
front of
Manny.
public. That's what.
So funny though. That's the thing. We just.
Where
he's
are you,
just
Manny?
the funniest
I mean, we
guy.
need you in our lives right now.
Peter Wallace.
Peter Wallace.
Peter
Petey,
Wallace.
well, I haven't seen him for a while. Jeez.
Yeah.
What's going on at the Courier Mail? Is he still?
No, he got the
He left.
Anyway.
remove comment because you swore. Start again, Peter. You did not prove it. Oh, okay.
Okay, so I've just got some YouTube stuff to go over here for a second. So,
Go.
Shaking the Bacon 17, great name by the way.
Shaking the bacon.
Regular rotary mowing, Plant Doctor Liquids, fortnightly granular.
And he's
fur.
even read it. Spot on the lounge for tomorrow night if you're keen.
Plant Doctor Liquids, fortnightly, and granular fur. What would be the next thing to take it to another level? That all depends on lawn type, everything like that. Get back to us with that. Those answers.
And how much does he feed? Like, there's so many.
Yeah, there's
things
so many
there.
variables there, but because we like your name so much, Shaking the Bacon, definitely get back to that because if you produce bacon, we can also eat that on the show.
Yeah, good. We could do a little fry up,
Yeah,
like one of those barbecue.
camping
Yeah.
cooker.
Yeah, Benny, I think, when are you, 2 weeks' time, Benny? I can't remember when you're coming.
I don't know if I can do both.
Benny and the
At
Malacca.
once.
Malakia. Yeah, that'd be,
Hectic.
that'd be hectic. Okay, so Peter Wallace he left. He left. Did you? I don't know. Okay, so he's not at the Courier Mail anymore.
Yeah, okay.
So, but I did see his Instagram story the other day. He was flying in a helicopter, taking
Wow.
photos of stuff in a helicopter.
Big time.
Dreaming.
Movies, yeah.
Hitting the
So-
big time.
Yeah, I mean, if he's getting he's getting paid to fly around in a helicopter,
Mm.
he's big. He's a big deal.
Kind of a big deal, you know.
Knapsack
Any,
sprayer of
Choice
choice.
and why? I've got two. I've got a Swagman 16 litre that I've had.
You've got two of them, but I don't.
Well, yeah, I've got two Swagman 16 litres, but one permanently lives at Gibbo's place apparently.
You had 3 for a bit, and then I had that one.
And then you took it off,
Yeah.
yeah. But I got that off SJ.
SJ, yeah.
Love you, SJ, for
love you,
watching.
SJ.
Yeah,
Top,
yeah.
top
What up?
last.
How long we had them? 6 years? 5 years?
It's from the inception of the Fanatics,
Yeah,
pretty much.
That
So,
came up the other day, like we were talking about. The only thing
That's
you
in
need
the,
to change is
in
the,
the Secret Grass Society.
the
Yeah.
batteries.
Mm.
Yeah.
and
Seriously,
it
mate,
was
that,
easy to change too. I was expecting it to be an absolute nightmare.
Swagman 16 litre backpack sprayer for 5 or 6 years. Mistreated it, like never really looked after it, and it's never let me down. It's never had an issue.
I'm pretty old school. I still like the old hand pump. 'Cause I
Yeah.
just find I get less problems with
The other thing I've
actual
got,
piston.
and I got that straight through the Swagman site themselves. The other one I've got is I've got a Solo 417. So I use the Swaggy for all my soil applications, like soil wetters and I use the 417 for all foliar stuff because I'm just lazy
Probably a
to
good
change
way to
the
do
tip.
it, yeah, if you can.
And I got the 417 through Waterpro actually.
Yeah, right.
Up the Clint.
So both of them are good. I think the 417 is more comfortable to wear.
Yeah, the
I
swag.
had a 414 and it actually didn't. I think the tubes on it were too small and it didn't pass anything that was like slightly water soluble.
Yeah,
Like, or
yeah.
it wouldn't
like
solubilize
kidney
properly.
stones.
Yeah, like, yeah. Well, it just didn't. Like, I think I used iron sulfate, which doesn't. It always has a little bit of residue,
Early
and it
June,
just
okay.
didn't. It just got caught. in
You know how
pump.
the Swaggy's got the battery in the bottom, obviously, so it tilts right against the
Yeah,
top.
yeah.
So I got a pool noodle and cut the pool noodle and on the bottom edge of it.
Mine sort of sits on the
It's
top
like
of my belt.
heaven. It's so good. Yeah, but look at the size here.
I'm a
I'm
long back.
5'0", you're 6'10".
I'm a long back.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm not. I'm along this way, not this way.
Yeah.
Peter Wallace, don't send me a message now. Yeah, I think the thing that lets a lot of these things down
Loving the
is
beers cracking next to the mic.
the straps are fine, but the way the strap connects to the sprayer is often with just a cheap ass plastic.
On
Like-
which?
Well, backpack
Oh, yeah.
blower,
Oh,
it's the
blower.
same. They're over a gorilla to buy one of them.
Yeah.
Over $1,000, and you
And they
got
haven't thought about.
and you
the
got a
ergonomics
25
on the
cent.
back.
No, the straps are fine, but
Where
the
the
clip,
strap attaches
Yeah.
to
the clip
the
to
thing.
put it on is a 20-cent bloody clip.
Yeah.
Two
With
cent.
a $1,000 bloody
Yeah.
something or other, you know.
Yeah.
Go away, whatever that popped up. I don't want to go to sleep at the moment. I probably could though. Nothing wrong with the Swagman 16 litre. It's never let me down. I've used it.
I
all the
treat
times.
mine like hell.
The
too,
actual-
because
the
The only thing
Solo
you would do is you'd
commercial one.
upgrade it. We'd go to Dr. Nozzle and buy the
bigger.
backpack
better
sprayer upgrade kit. There's a check valve, a quick attach nozzle.
So you can change the nozzle easily.
Yep, and it comes with 2 nozzles, which are Lecter 04 red ones. So you get I think it's 110 degree air induction
Fan.
Mate,
fan,
the fan on that thing
and a
is
course
ridiculous.
and a course droplet.
Yeah,
I've
okay.
obviously got a pretty big area. I've got like 500 squares plus Davo's front, so probably 600 all up. And it sprays a metre wide,
Yeah, right.
just out of the one nozzle.
Yeah.
So obviously I mow with double stripes.
Oh, and so you can pretty
So
much spray to your
I just
stripe.
spray to my 48-inch
Yeah,
stripes.
yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. Just I can literally spray my lawn in probably 7 minutes.
Yeah.
In 600
Yep.
squares. Go back, plug it in for next time. It's just so handy. Like
Yeah.
that's why I really want to show people the advantage of that coming into spring. I'll do the videos over winter, but it's just so handy.
I think the
to-
calibration of a battery powered knapsack is easy.
Yeah.
As well.
Oh, so
Like
consistent.
so, once you measure it with those 2 different nozzles,
Yeah.
you generally just
You're
know
clear.
you know.
what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
The
know?
thing I like about them is that it's constant pressure.
Yeah.
Yes, Pete Wallace, my house, Macrobat, is where we is the film studio.
4122 represent. Oh, we haven't been
He's just
in the
He's
studios
just up off Creek Road.
since I went to the representatives of the world for 4122 Violent Soho the other night. I'm sure you all saw it on my story.
Oh,
but
wow.
my God, what a night. So, obviously, COVID safe events, hilarious. So, for those of you who don't know who Violent Soho are, they're probably Brizziest rock band at
Yeah.
the moment. They're pretty awesome.
They're
but
off tap.
there's the whole of the river stage. There's probably 5,000 people. It was sellout. It was absolutely jammed. But they had A, B, and C sections up the hill, and the sections aren't temporary fence with concrete barriers or anything. It was just your plastic yellow chains from Bunnings with security guards standing in between the gaps saying you can and you can't come through here. So the first song goes and everyone's doing the right thing, and then by the time they play Dope Calypso, which is like huge heavy song, third or fourth song, the entire crowd from the back
They
just
moved to the
comes.
front.
And by the time Covered in Chrome comes on, I just got pummeled down the hill. It was, and I loved every second of it, mind you. but-
No, Pete Wallace, the filming of the Carpet Grass Club is not ticketed. You can just come whenever you want.
Yeah.
But I
We'll
don't
text
invite,
you the address.
I don't invite everyone.
Yeah.
Have we ever thought about moving the Carpet Grass Club to a Saturday night, having a small live audience on the
No.
front lawn? No.
Because Reds play on Saturday
That's
nights.
right.
It's like,
The reason we do it
Tigers,
Tuesday night is
Broncos.
because
Purely footy
Will
seasons.
plays touch footy on a Wednesday night.
Yep.
Gibbo's got something on a Thursday night.
I'm just a sports fanatic, right? Like,
Yeah.
apart from lawn, sports the next
Yeah.
go-to thing, followed by live music.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty tied up. Ask Renee. From Thursday to Sunday, I have my weekend sorted. KO, split screens, laptops with different sports, my double
Stand
screen,
sport.
whatever.
Stand
But
sport for me.
Tuesday night is good because we can get a targeted audience of you guys. Yes, we will. I reckon we can do a one-off on the front lawn coming into spring. We could do that. It would be pretty cool. But for now, we're going to keep it on every second Tuesday night.
I think
Yeah.
Tuesday's a good night.
We can all get together, which is great.
Yeah.
We just know what's going on.
We do have a couple of things coming up. The what is it? The AGSCO, whatever it is.
Oh, the ASTMA conference.
Yeah,
So like
ASTMA,
that's the
Australian Sports Turf Managers Association, which is all the golf club superintendents, all the stadium managers,
golf industry.
everyone. They've got their conference, and it's on the Gold Coast, and we've been invited to that. So we're going down to that.
Have we?
Yeah, yep. Sorry, I forgot to say.
Yeah.
You've been invited to the ASTMA.
Yes.
Yeah, you're coming on
Oh, yes.
on ICL. Thanks very much.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And we'll do a live stream
So
from
we'll
there.
probably do a live stream and do like a bit of a tour around.
Yeah,
Maybe
record
maybe
some
talk to
stuff.
a couple of guys that are actually members. You know, we
Yeah.
could probably talk to someone from Toro, Nadine. You know, there's tons of
And
people.
invite them back to
Yeah.
the Carpet Grass Club for a
Oh.
one-on-one.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
How good.
What was the other thing? Oh yeah, I was going to give a shout out tonight. He's actually been on here before. I don't know if he's watching tonight, but Ryan Murphy, he's been on here before. He's a
Some
member.
good questions.
He's he won Queensland Golf Course Super Apprentice of the Year this year.
Oh, good on
So
you.
he graduated, I think, start of this year or something, and he's now working at Kingston Heath, so he's not in Queensland anymore. But
That's all
he
right.
won that, and so you do interviews, and it's actually sponsored by Toro.
Right.
So you do interviews, and if you win the National Apprentice of the Year, they normally fly over to the US to visit their kind of manufacturing facilities,
How
so
cool
where
would
they
that
make their
Mega
reel
factories.
mowers and their
Some
sprinklers and stuff.
triflexes.
Yeah, so shout outs to Spuddo, and
Yeah.
good luck with your interview this week, mate.
Yep.
I hope it all goes well.
So best thing to keep colour in your lawn for winter:
Pigment.
iron, magnesium, and
Manganese will do it a
polyhalar
little bit.
manganese.
Yep.
And some turf pigment.
Yeah. We'll probably have that'll do it.
Yeah, polyhalite. Yeah. What fertiliser do you recommend for Sir Walter? CK88 or 2-speak elevate?
No, no.
Neither.
Red Bull to a toddler. No,
No, don't give Red Bull to a toddler.
No, definitely.
There's so many options.
Yeah. Me, what would I recommend? Oh, the all round. I don't know if I can get it out.
They actually sell
Don't
it.
get
I'm
it
gonna
out.
try.
Oh, the bag, right.
They sell it on their lawn store as well. Lawn Solutions.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This one. All round.
So, like, that's how tall Lenny is when he stands up like that. That's
I'm
not
not
a
tall.
lowered roof. That is legit.
I am 201 centimetres.
So that's why I need to stand on a milk crate in interviews with Lenny.
Yeah.
So funny. Like that first ever chewing the thatch we did. I just
Yeah.
stand up on my garden bed so that I can be the same height as him.
Yeah, so I would recommend the all round from Lawn Care Supplies. That's a good consistent feed. You use it twice a year and you'll be fine. Do the Flex Fit hats come in XL? He's got a big head and he needs a big hat.
If it fits Gibbo's big head and it's going to fit yours. I do have a massive head. It's a family trait.
Fits Stevie Moo. Stevie
Yeah,
Moo's
Stevie
got
Moo.
ScoMo's got a planet.
ScoMo's got a head
ScoMo's
on
got a
him.
big head.
ScoMo's got a planet for a head and it fits in.
He got a
Um,
planet.
Hey, there's your Paspalm selective killer.
Yeah, that's it there.
Shout outs.
Shout out to Brunnings.
So those flex fit hats.
So Craig, if you're still watching, that's the stuff you get from Bunnings and it'll kill your blue cooch.
Yeah, that's funny. that you
My
just-
head is, I think it's 61 centimetres
I've never measured mine. I'm too
I think
scared.
in
Or
hard
there's
hat-
not
in
a
hard
measuring
hat
tape big
measurement.
enough.
in hard hat measurement.
Oh,
And the Flex Fits, Flex Fit, they fit me fine.
So
They
comfy.
So comfy. I mean, where's my other one?
live video has been paused.
Why?
So, anyone on Facebook, jump onto the YouTube live stream.
Is it
if
just
you
been
can see
paused
us.
up there? Or?
Yeah.
No.
Have
Have a look. It should
I
be
don't know
showing
how we
shortly.
could have bumped that, but
Maybe a bug landed on.
imagine.
Which one is it?
The right hand side one.
Oh, it's got me out of it. Where will it be? Oh, right.
Tech wobbly.
I don't know how to use the bloody. Which one is it in? Is it in Facebook? Or?
Yeah.
Let's see.
So, everyone
Bring it
on
over.
YouTube,
Unplug it, bring it over.
everyone on YouTube are currently having difficulties with the other camera. So, I'll keep talking on here and keep talking. So, shaking the bacon, you're back. Beautiful. Seaweed Secrets, 100 mil bowl. All the goodness with Plant Doctor Champion Flirt, mowing approximately every 4th day with a Massport rotary. Mate, that actually sounds pretty good. But if you want to take it to the next level, lawn care, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Go onto the file section of the Fanatics, and there's actually programs that this champion here created, and he's super special to us, but super special to the turf industry. And it gives you everything you need to know about taking your lawn to the next level. Yes, Plant Doctor and that are great. You can integrate them in with these programs. But if you want to take it to the next level coming into spring, I would definitely recommend those products. And sorry, I don't make any bacon. Well, give me that name. No.
I don't know why it's paused.
Yeah, it's weird, eh?
Craig Benke, thank you very much. If you can get onto the Facebook feed, can you tell everyone to swap over
I've just done another one.
to the tubes? Or we're starting another one so people will have to jump onto there.
Yeah, just try that one.
All right. So, Clint, what do you use to get rid of mold on your lawn? I thought it said moles on your lawn. I'm like, I don't let my missus on it. But
Oh!
she's on the Facebook, so I wouldn't cut that.
I'm going to tell her.
Or from getting mold on your lawn from using dynamic lifter, mate. I am
I've seen that. Yeah.
Have you?
Just don't use dynamic lifter.
Yeah. See, I'm a lover of dynamic lifter. I really am. But that's because my soil profile was crap, and I wanted to get the organics up in its grill.
Hello, chaps. Hello, SJ.
Oh, SJ, g'day, mate. Wait, how good's your motorbike life going? That is.
Yeah, bike life.
Bike life.
She's a biking.
No, you did something there.
Down a bit.
Down a bit, down a
Yeah.
bit.
Stop. We're good.
All right, Facebook, we're back. There's 2 there. We'll have to tell everyone that's gone to.
Yeah, there's a bit of a failure there. I don't know what happened there.
Just look.
Oh, Stuart Ross. I'm going to answer your question, Stuart, when we get everyone back from
Is
Facebook.
that my cousin?
Because that is a beautiful one. Stuart Ross,
Is that my cousin?
maybe.
Could be. I don't know.
Please rank in order least favourite to most favourite. Beards, beers, football, toast, backpack sprayer, and zip ties.
Oh, jeez.
Mate, you are getting a Toro merch pack for that question. That is what we want. Stuff like that. That is
Please,
absolutely crap.
If that is my cousin, because that's like not a very well, it's very
Let's go through that one now.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Please run in
massive.
order your from least favourite to most favourite. Beards.
Beards,
Least favourite
beers.
beard.
No,
Football.
is it in order of those exact things, or is it in order of like? Yeah, I'm guessing it is. Isn't it?
Yeah, of just that certain
Yeah. So what is it?
Oh, just that criteria.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beer. What is it?
Beers, football.
least favourite. Least favourite out of them
Jeez, that's hard.
would
That's
have
hard.
to. The least favourite out of them would be toast.
Yeah, I was
Because I
gonna
can
say.
eat plenty more.
I was gonna say toast.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, toast probably.
Yours would be beers, Lenny, because you can't drink it these days, you poor bastard.
Well, I can, but I just choose not to.
Least favorite
Um,
toast. Jeez, that's.
I would say an incorrectly cut zip tie.
Oh,
Oh.
Mate, they're
the
lethal.
scratch. The
They are
scratch.
bloody lethal.
But he doesn't
Yeah.
specify. Like zip ties are legendary in any sense. So.
That's right.
You
So,
could say the least.
I could say.
Yeah, we do need you, Peter Wallace. Get your butt round here. The least favourite thing, like
That's-
my least favourite beard. Remember when Peter Reith just had the
Mm.
and no mustard?
Just the mutton chop.
Yeah, no,
The
the
Amish-
chin strap, the
The,
Amish,
the Abraham
Amish job.
Lincoln kind of approach.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't like those beards.
My beard annoys me at times, but it's only to cover up the 75 chins underneath. So that would be down the order. Look, I'm going to go top for me is beer, followed by football on all accounts. Football is a very broad thing, and we won't get
Yeah.
into that.
Yeah.
But beers, football. Oh, far out.
This is tough. This is tough.
Zip ties, backpack sprayers, toast. That's favourite to not favourite for me.
Where'd you put beards? Oh, you put beards third.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's a tough bloody call.
yeah.
I'm going to base mine totally on a zip tie not being cut correctly.
Yeah. Someone's got the
So
wire
that-
cutters and just gone.
So
yeah,
you're-
So it's a
Order
bit jagged.
From
and
best
it's
to
sharp.
worst is
Best to worst.
Yep.
What are we dealing with? Beers,
That's tough.
beads, football.
It's like one of those ultimatum questions.
I'm going to say football, specifically rugby union,
Hmm.
and then rugby league, and then I don't care about the others. Beards, because, you know, I've got a beard. I'm not allowed to shave my beard. I'll get
Gets
in
in
big
trouble
trouble.
from upstairs.
I don't drink beer anymore. So toast, backpack sprays, beer, and then zip ties. But zip ties can get you out of a lot of trouble. So I'm going to put
The
beers
bush
last.
mechanics.
Beers last.
Wow, that's tough. I
Zip
can't believe
ties
you've
second
done
last.
that to me.
Backpack sprayers. And then one was it? Beards and then... Oh no, toast then.
This is so good.
This is a
so,
a question that really cuts.
Stuart Ross, while I'm talking about it, because we cover a lot in these sessions, can you please send me a PM or DM or whatever you want to call it, a message of some type through any of the social media channels to myself or Lenny, and we will send you one of these packs. That is an absolute cracking
It'd be
question.
actually unbelievable if it was my cousin. as
And
well.
I
It
would
would
love
not
to see
surprise me.
people's reactions on the Facebooks and
Um,
everything of watching us trying to go through that.
I am going from top to bottom. I'm probably not too far off you, Gibbo, but a little bit of change action. I'm going beer, football, and also in any sense because I love sport, froth. Zip ties because
Yep.
I just love zip ties.
Yeah, I've got a drawer full of
Beards,
them.
Camping one.
backpack sprayers, toast.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got to the end of that, but excellent question. I love it. And that took up a lot of good time waiting for the live vid. So, obviously, Facebook people haven't realised that we've started a new one. But
So there's 5
that's
people
okay.
watching. That's okay.
we're nearly up to an hour and 15, 20 minutes something
Yeah, it's all
anyway.
good.
So we would probably look at wrapping this up pretty soon unless we get some more cracking questions. SJ, there's one. We'll answer your question while
If
we're
you
there.
haven't done anything with your lawn other than selective weed killer, what would you spend your time on this weekend? Asking for a friend with Buff and Cooch.
She's got a mullet lawn. Well, her lawn got destroyed for that big tree falling on it,
Yeah.
didn't it? Poor thing.
Yeah.
Like, had a bad run there for a little bit.
Um,
I think you should mow 3 times this weekend just to get back out there and fall back in love with it, SJ. That's a start.
for a friend with Buff and Cooch, what would you?
At this time of year,
Go and lay on it and reconnect with your lawn.
You could probably
Do some earthing.
you could probably actually put a granular fert down as an underlying nutrition, and then also over the top put a wetting agent down. Irrigate that in, and then on Sunday spray a foliar fert, like a green up mix, to kind of get it springing back, get some life in it, even put some pigment in it at the same time, and then just to get it actively growing, because we still like you're in Southeast Queensland, so sounds like your friends in Southeast Queensland. So.
I would, if it was me, I would just go the easy lawn care program,
Yeah.
which is the twice a year Acelepryn, twice a year Hydroflow.
It's
Leave
so
it at
easy. Yeah, yeah.
That's it.
really.
And it actually gives the lawn enough nutrition.
Mm.
Like,
Without
Go and
having
lay on it.
anything.
Just reconnect with it. How many chickens does it take to kill an elephant? Depends how hard you shoot them out of a cannon.
And if they're Willem Powerfish style chickens that you're shooting at them, or whether they're alive.
it wouldn't take many of
What's
those
in the
ones.
cans? Nothing.
Nothing.
They're empty. They're from
Your mates
your mate's brewery.
on the sunny
They're,
coast.
they're the
Sunshine
impending beer sponsor of the show.
They smell tropical. Like
Yeah, they're pale ales.
I'm pretty sure in the recent.
This is the Larry Pale Beer.
Everyone knows a Larry.
Larry
He's a
can.
summer-loving party shirt kind of fella. In his element at the beach or a barbecue. Larry is always frothing.
They
Here's
smell
your
summery.
Larry can, mate.
In the recent
There's
Gabs
a little
poll,
bit like Passiona.
yeah,
Where this
Paseo.
right in the gaps.
number 6 in
Whoa!
Australia.
It's one of my favourite numbers.
So yeah,
Too.
is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's
So-
3 of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, your mates. I actually the sunny coast just. That's all about the sunny coast, and they have a brewery up there. And if they want to be the impending beer sponsor of the show, send me a PM
Or me.
or
Okay.
Lenny.
But they know you.
And you can send them to Lenny because I know he won't drink them. And whenever I come here, there will
Hint
be
on
beers in
hint,
fridge.
we're looking for a Fanatics inspired beer.
Well, that's right. I'm just going to try a different couple every week. And feel free if you have tried any of these beers to
Yeah.
put your opinion.
Yeah. Have we covered everything on our run sheet?
Where's the lunch? Lunch sheet.
I think
Run sheet.
I think you deleted it.
No, I've still got it here. To the Lenatron. Questions. Yeah,
Competition, sponsors.
go back over the sponsors again, really. So, obviously, people drop in and out as we go through the night. So, we also just want to touch one more time on the people that support the Fanatics. So, we've got Water Pro, Clint with Lawn Hub, Lawn Care Supplies.
Yep. And Plant Doctor.
Right, finally. And Plant Doctor.
So Lawn Care Supplies, Plant Doctor, and Water Pro. If you shop with any of them, use the code AUSLF.
Yep.
And you'll get a discount.
And
That's
thanks to Toro for getting on board
Yep.
tonight and
Yep.
for the competition.
So that competition, I forgot to say before, is going to run for 2 weeks. We're going to announce the winners in the next Carpet Grass Club, which is in 2 Tuesdays' time. In that time, we are going to start talking about State of Origin. So all you guys that tune in every week, start getting your Origin teams together. We'll start talking about
We're
it
going to do
as well.
the worst, the
worst.
best worst Origin team. So people that had never played Origin, that
Should have, but never got to.
yeah,
Scott Minto.
yep,
They should have played Origin, but they didn't get to.
yeah,
the best worst.
yeah.
Oh, you'd have to throw Chop Mundine in there, wouldn't
Yeah,
you?
well, I think also we should do a couple of teams and like over that like the Origin kind of saga.
It's a long period.
So we should do the best worst. So players that never made it and probably should never have made it, and then players that should have made it that didn't. You know.
Yeah.
So in that 2 weeks, if you guys
We're
come
winding
up with
up.
anything,
Okay.
if there's anything that you come up with that you want to ask, PM us, DM us, or anything. We'll save your questions because obviously 2 weeks is a pretty long time. We forget if you don't actually message us because we not only work full time, we do this, and there's a lot of hours taken up by it. So at the end of the day, I'd like to thank Wally because he processes all of this and transforms it for us. Lenny for being such a dead set legend and putting this on for us every week. My name's Gibbo, and we're out of here tonight.
Cheers.
See you all later. You need to go shut the
You need to
cameras
turn
off,
them
bro.
off.
What up?
That's your job, mate. See, if you're sitting on the end, that's your job. Peter Wallace, this is where you come in. We need you
Yeah.
Gray bread.
to be our on and off guy.
Good evening.
What do I do? Stop.
Press the stop button.
Yes, he's in there.
X.
Yep.